कसूर है तेरी नजर का कसूर है कि शराब पीना सिखा दिया कि शराब पीना सिखा दिया तेरे प्यार ने तेरी चाह ने तेरी बहती बहती निगाह ने मुझे एक शराबी बना दिया तेरी बहती बहती निगाह ने
we were very lucky. A councillor actually took up our complaint. A councillor was outside the market asking the public what problems they have. Yeah. Now, this was an independent councillor. I'm afraid our current councillors, the majority party, are not so proactive.
When you say independent, are we talking about politically independent, on that side?
Okay. Capital I.
Okay. Fantastic.
So she wrote about the lighting in the car park.
Yeah.
And got a reply saying, the parking department has commissioned the highways department to do a survey of all the lighting in council-run car parks. And the survey will begin on the 10th of February, and Queen's Market has been marked as urgent.
Fantastic.
Now, in a normal world, you'd expect people to either ignore it or say, the lights aren't working, we'll send someone to fix them.
Yeah.
Not get another department to commission a survey, which may, in its own sweet time, get round to the market. So this is something that our people will kick up about, but then we've got so much to kick up about at the moment. So anyway, that's the car park. We're waiting.
Before we go on, I normally like to shoot through the updates, but I'm just going to carry it on before it slips my mind. This is a departmental breakdown, scenario or syndrome where we've had Abby Gabargo, and we've had others say this is a departmental issue where there's so many different departments and the communication is webbed out.
Absolutely. The community falls through the cracks.
Yeah.
And that was the whole idea, wasn't it? Whoops, sorry. Yeah. We'll never be able to nail who's at fault, highways or parking. But Friends of Queen's Market will plod on because lighting, if we don't plod on, the lighting in the car
it's never going to
won't be fixed. It's getting light now.
Yeah.
But we're going to want it fixed by next October. And
absolutely.
If we don't fight, then it's by no means certain it'll be done. So that's that. Now, the front of the market is still boarded up. We were promised that the canopies, giving a brand new entrance to the market, we were promised they'd be finished by the end of February, but we've suddenly been told it'll be the end of March. And our spies tell us that they've been looking, and this week nobody's been working on the canopies. Nobody's been doing anything.
Good grief.
For the front of the market. So what is happening there? Is the council just messing about, trying to get people so fed up that they'll roll over and say, whatever you want to do to the market in the future, Squire, we're up for it? Is that the game, or are they just too incompetent?
Well, they were busy bees, right? When Jamie Dean came down from the GLA, so they looked quite busy then and professional. It seems that didn't work. So really, we've that's going to take a back seat now. That's going to sort of go on the wayside for a little while. That will just carry on. I think that's just another saga of many. So we don't know when there's a completion on that. We have no idea.
They put it back to the end of March.
End of March.
Outrageous. Yeah.
It is out. Because the detrimental effect is that the market, it just looks messy at the front.
It looks like it. And I mean, people who don't know the whole story do wonder if it's closed. That's the worry. Yeah.
Well, the lighting.
Who's got time to read all the writing on the on the front of it, which says the market's open. But we don't count. The council writes all sorts of stuff. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's false. You know.
The thing is, where we've got inadequate lighting, it doesn't throw anything out of the market saying, come in, you know, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So with the darkness of the market and also with the hoarding, it's still an unwelcoming sight, which is really, I don't know, is that what they want? Is this what they're aiming for? You know, is this what they're working towards?
It certainly fits into their long-term agenda, which is the two options for the market, and that's what we're going to come back. We're going to come
back to that one. And what about the how we're doing with the you know, the pigeons, our feathered friends? Are we clear of some of that now?
No, they are around, not in such number, but given time.
It's not breeding. It's not breeding season.
The mating, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So on the market lighting, how we got further on that part of it?
The promise was,
because people don't realise market lighting is different from the car park lighting. You know, when we talk about lighting, we need to clarify this.
Yeah, you're right. The
car park
lighting is out except for one light. The market lighting is there, but it's incredibly dim, dismal, and dingy.
Yeah.
They were due, so the council promised that they would trial new lighting. Now, I don't know if they kept their promise or not. We have to go back. They wouldn't tell us. The traders will tell us if anything's moved there, and we just have to remember to ask the traders, simply because the traders have got so much on their plate coming at them from all directions. You know, so they're not going to remember all the things that we want to know if we don't ask them. So we got to do that.
Okay, so is there anything else that we need to sort of catch up with, any updates or anything like that?
Well, I think we should catch up with the fact that the council's marvellous site that talks about the future of the market. Remember, the council daren't put it on the Newham Council website because too many people would know what's going on.
Yeah,
they've got a site called Co-Create.
A bit buried in now.
It says very clearly that the council is reviewing the two options for the market. Now,
before we carry, now we're on that two option. So I want you to just clarify to a layman, to somebody who's never come across a two option, what it is. What does that mean, a two option?
Yeah. Can I tell a whole sorry story? Stop me if it's too long. First of all, some 5 years ago, the council said you've got 5 choices for the future of the market.
Yeah.
And these ranged from leave the market as it is, just maintain it, keep it decent, to the 5th option, which was clear the lot, pull everything down, and build housing. So there were the 5 options. And a fair old number of the public, not the majority, but a really sizable minority, wanted option 1, leave the market alone.
Yeah.
So that was the 5 options. After that, the council, it was the wrong answer, evidently, for our council, because the council then asked people to choose between 2 options. One was to modernise the market. I won't go into the details of it, but this plan had no housing on it. We had our quarrels with it, but at least there was no luxury flats. The second was housing, which means luxury flats.
Yeah.
And again, a fair old number of people seem to have gone for the first option, which was no housing. Then suddenly the council said, no. Those aren't your 2 choices. Those aren't what the public want to choose between, or the public want us to choose between. It's never quite clear who's doing the choosing with the council's website. They produced another 2 options, one of which is housing, about 250 units, I think, and the other is more housing, even more housing. So these are the choices at the moment between housing and more housing. Now, we know the council is looking at the two choices, and we've got an email where they say they will engage with the public, whether that means we get our chance to say, but it leaves a lot of questions. What if you're like Friends of Queen's Market and you want to say no housing at all, thank you very much. So, which is our position, and we'll stick to it. It might need a bit of explanation.
What made the shift from the 5 options to the 2, in your opinion? Like a quick.
In my opinion, they put the first option in a very negative way. Just maintain. We're not going to do anything more than a decent landlord would do.
Yeah.
But a lot of
Stop the roof leaking.
Yeah, a lot of people chose that option. They did not want to see any messing about with their market. I don't think the council liked that. Friends of Queen's Market was putting the case that people should vote for option 1.
Yeah.
But we were very, very careful. This seems to be our guest, Mr. Sad.
Do you want to take that?
Yeah, let me get more. Maria, are you outside? Have you seen Stan?
This is what a grassroots voluntary group is all about, really. This is how we function. Sometimes it is the way it is, but you've got to keep going through.
Yes.
So,
okay, Maria, I'm going to carry on talking to the public.
Our guest has turned up.
Yes. So where are we? Yes, I think that was it. I think we were scrupulous. We did explain why we wanted option 1, but we didn't say anything dishonest, you know, and so the council couldn't fault us for our intervention. In fact, we helped people who weren't able to go online to make their decisions known. Yes, Maria. You've got the number, haven't you? Yeah. Can you see a man with a bicycle? Can you see a man with a...
We're just waiting on somebody that's just actually outside somewhere, just trying to find where this place is.
Can you see cakes and bakes?
What we're going to try to do is trying to go through, trying to explain really what, what the issue of, our options are and what they mean to the public and what it actually means on, the whole issue about the housing.
Thank you, listeners, for your patience. Our guest has arrived.
Okay.
And thank you, Mr. Host, for your patience. Right.
Now, the one thing I want to find out is when we're talking about housing and they've gone for option 2, which is housing and more housing. When we talk about housing, what is it providing? What sort of housing were they thinking it was going to provide?
Well, this is the big problem. There's 30,000 people on Newham's housing list, as you all know, but they can only afford social housing, which, don't forget, can run out at about £200 a week. It's not peanuts. Now, the plans, both these plans, the first thing they do is demolish 48 social housing homes.
Yeah.
They both state that at the back of the market is Tolpuddle Avenue with nice new 30-year-old houses, and the plan is to re-provide them. And when the council says re-provide, they mean pull them down.
And how many are they social housing?
They're social housing. Some have been bought under right to buy, but 48 of them are still for social rent.
So that's 48, social housing.
Yeah.
And that's at the back of the market.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
It's on the market side.
It's on the market side. It's at the back of the market.
So the very first thing the council would do if one of these options was chosen, maybe not the first thing, but one of the things they would do is get rid of 48 units of social housing.
Okay.
Now, they keep using this word that they'll provide affordable homes, but as we know, affordable homes can be 80% of market rent, and market rent can be 2,500. I haven't got a PhD in maths, but some of you good listeners are good with your figures. You know, affordable housing by the council's book can be around £2,000 a month. So are they going to do any homes for social rent? Sometimes the developers don't provide any. Across London, they're doing about an average of 6% for social rent. So that means 300 new homes, you get 18 for social rent. Less for that on the bowling ground, 39 out of 800. Hooray. 39 out of 842 homes.
Tell
Hold on. Yeah, go on, Kevin.
wants to sit.
So, you know, that's why we're saying no housing,
Yeah.
because at the most it would be a handful, not more than 20. I don't think there'd be 20 units at all.
But the thing is, we've had. So if you're telling me it's 48, they're going to get rid of.
48 are rid of, yes. So,
Right.
so if you had 20 provided, you'd still be 28 down. Yes.
So we're going to come back on this figure after a break. We're going to take a break now. Stands back in the studio, so we've got some order again. but we're going to carry this on from the point where we left off, and that is this social housing business, which has been bothering me for a long, long time. That we're going to get rid of from Tolpuddle Road, right? We're going to get rid of 48 social housing.
Yeah.
48 social housing, and yet a figure that was put out was that between 2022 and 2023 there was only 36 social housing made. That was only recorded in that year.
Yeah.
So if you take 48, 36, we're in the minus section.
Are we talking about houses or flats?
Social housing. Wherever it is. Mostly flats. But the thing is social housing.
Yeah.
And so we're in a zero, we're in a negative.
That's right.
So really the council have nothing to shout and scream about of any celebrations of what their achievements are.
You are so right. And I must say, it's taken me a long while before the penny dropped. It was that Tolpuddle Avenue. It's actually on the two options, yeah.
The last time,
look at Zoopla,
I'm sorry,
48 units of social housing. There's other homes there too would go, and no way would the council build more than 48. So, on either of their developments. So we're talking minus figures, as you say.
well, when they moved Carpenter's estate people out, said that we're going to refurbish it. After the Olympics, we're going to move people back in. They didn't. The only option they had was, we're going to move you out of London.
Yeah.
Very far out of London.
Yeah.
Anywhere out.
Yeah.
Because we were shortage of housing here. But yet the London legacy left empty flats in Carpenter's Road, empty buildings that was there. For years. So while people were looking and protesting and people were passing away because the stress that was imposed on them, how are they going to deal with these people? They might not give them anything. So, well, we don't have them. We've knocked your house down and we don't have any, in Newark. We might have to move you in the far-flung areas.
Well, that's what they're saying, that they can't guarantee people they're going to be housed in Newham or even in London, but you could be housed anywhere. Like you could be housed in Southend or Coventry or not anywhere.
But the thing is, we're in negative equity, right, when it comes down to providing social housing. I mean, how far do we have to go down, right, before we realise that
it's
there's
criminal?
Something,
it's a basic thing, isn't it? Everyone is entitled to decent, affordable housing, so the rent you're paying doesn't put you in poverty. It's not right.
Yeah.
I think affordable and social, I think that is a separate issue we'll have to talk about on its own. It's a very weasel.
Affordable for who? That's the question.
Exactly. Listen, we've got our guest here, Brother Chair.
Maria.
Okay. I've got a lot of questions, right? But what I'm going to do?
Heard enough of my voice update.
There's one thing I do want to ask, right? And it's this. Whatever happened with the GLA, the London Markets Board?
The London Markets Board, I don't know, we offered our services to it and it looks like they don't want us. It's something to follow up. This is the story of Friends of Queen's Market. The authorities dangle promises. We say, yes, please. They go silent. So it's on our to-do list, which is about 10 miles long.
But when they produce the brochure, when they produce this, this glossy brochure of what they're going to do under Sadiq Khan, what they're going to do with the market, what an impact it had on communities, what an impact it had on building local businesses, entrepreneurs, everything that we talk about and parrot to everybody else, they've already done it. But none of that has transpired to actual reality on the ground floor. And I wonder if you've ever read their report, their report and everything else. It's fantastic, but none of it's actually transferred to real reality. So what is the point of having a GLA that really it's not truthful? It doesn't work for the people.
What, you're saying it's a fig leaf, the Markets Board?
I think a fig leaf, yeah, that's a good term. Yeah. But we'll have to find a name that suits it, tell you the truth. I don't know, because what it is, the GLA tend to produce something, but none of it's acted upon. And this is what's bothering me. Right, well, that's off my chest. We're going to come back to this because we can't have a governing body that says something and does something totally different. Marie, good
Yes.
evening. You
Good
finally made it.
evening.
How are you?
Not too bad.
Good. What was it? Childcare?
No, trying to get here is hard.
It can be.
It can be, yeah, with cabs and that, and then all roads. I don't know what's going on with England.
Right. Tell me something about yourself. Where do you live?
Canning Town.
It's changed.
It's changed a lot.
Canning Town.
Yeah, it's changed.
Let's
a
go
lot.
to school there.
It's multicultural now. That was a good thing.
Yeah.
In my days, it was very racist,
Yeah, I
and
know.
but
Go on, tell us when was that, Maria? When did you move into Canning Town?
Canning Town, we lived on New Barn Street when I was about 7 years old,
Yeah.
and it was me, my mum, and my family.
Well, give us
brothers,
what
sisters.
year was that? 1970.
All
Stop it. Stop it.
I know. I'm avoiding dates.
Yeah, I'm avoiding
I
dates,
stayed away
so-
from dates.
Yeah,
But-
when I was about 7, and it was very racist then.
Yeah,
in
I
them
know,
days,
I know.
really, really racist.
I
And
know.
then moved out of Canning Town, was out there for a few years, moved back, and it's much multicultural now. You know, integrating all different societies.
Canning Town's not for the faint-hearted.
No, but
Not for the
it's definitely improved from
Yeah.
when I was little.
I've gone down. It's changed a hell of a lot.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot, thank God.
Changed a hell of a lot. So, your experience of markets. I know I'm just going straight for it. Your experience of markets. What's the first market you ever went to with your mum?
First market would have been Green Street.
Green Street.
Yeah, Green Street. Yeah, when I was little, my mum used to take me.
Yep.
Always went there, done the shopping. Very multicultural, as I said. You
Yeah.
can get all different nationalities of food, clothing, material, anything you want.
Mm.
Anything you want, from your clothes, your shoes, your food, your air products, anything you want. Very multicultural, all different nationalities, which is really lovely. Then it went through when I was older going, and third generation, my daughter and all my
fantastic.
family go. So yeah, you got 3 generations going to Green Street Market.
What the thing is, you go in there. I mean, what would have you keep? What would make you keep going there? What would make you invite you to go in there? Is it the cultural thing?
I think it's definitely
Is
the
it-
culture, and people from all over go. So people that are not even in Newham go so far out.
Yeah,
People
they
come
do.
down.
Yeah,
You
we've
know,
experienced that.
they use it. You know, people from Dagenham way out come down.
Well, we've
specifically-
petitioned out there for ages,
Yeah.
and we were seeing people from Wembley,
Yeah.
people from America, Canada.
Yeah.
There was, I'm not saying people from Canada come over
Yeah.
to do a
No,
pound,
but once
a
they
bowl of
come
fruit,
and that,
Weekly
yeah.
shop.
weekly
Yeah.
shop. Right, it's a bit of a bus ride, that is. Sometimes I wonder what it is that market attracts us in there. We tend to go, and sometimes we don't buy nothing, but we just go there, even if it's for a coffee or a tea
Yeah,
Go for a chat.
or a chat.
for a chat. Yeah, because you meet people. It's nice because you meet people.
You do.
You get to know all the store owners, the shop owners. I know when I was little, my mum one of the store owners had been there for years.
Yeah.
We had an Hill station, and
Yeah.
he went on their farm because they had a farm,
Yeah.
and they took him, and
There's a lot of
It's a
a lot of these stallholders have some
Yeah.
sort of holding outside
Yes,
in
they
Essex,
do.
especially in
Yeah.
Essex. I
Yeah.
know that for a fact. So, so you've done that. So, right, you mentioned nationalities. From that, as from where you are, from your parents, and you've got everything you could get from the market at
yeah,
Queen's Market.
yeah.
Is there anything that you would thought that you can't get, that you'd want as part of your cooking repertoire?
No, you can get everything there.
That's great.
Yeah, you can get everything there. They took away Canning Town Market. We used to have a market in Canning Town, and that went.
Rathbone
I would have
Yeah,
thought that would have
when-
been. I would have
No,
thought
that went.
for
they
New
took
Barn
that.
Street. I would have thought that would have been the first sort of like port of call for your shopping and
You
everything.
know what? We used to have Rathbone Market in Canning
Yeah.
Town, and you had the shops, all the store owners, the
Yeah.
butchers,
Yeah.
the Gregs,
Yep.
the Percy Ingalls, all the store owners, and they destroyed it.
That was busy.
It was a really vibing.
It was busy.
Vibing,
I used to go
vibing.
there.
Yeah,
It was
Really
busy.
busy. Nice little market. they destroyed it. They took it away, built flats and built like yuppie shops and took the market away.
I don't know. I don't know what you feel, but I felt nobody had any control over any
No,
of
the
that.
stall owners didn't have
Nobody had a
control.
say
No,
in
the
it.
shop, no, the stall owners didn't. The shop owners didn't.
It's like the council just did everything.
They just took
yeah,
it straight
and
and
shut everything
shut
down,
everything
boarded it
down,
up.
and then built flats, built yuppie flats, built shops and like restaurants there, and then they done the same thing to East Ham. East Ham, you had a beautiful inside market.
You did.
They took that away. They built yuppie flats again, and they built all yuppie shops underneath it, which we can't go and buy. That, you know,
They may
go
be
there.
empty, those
Them,
shops.
half of them are empty, and it's too expensive to actually go in there. So they destroyed Rathbone Market. They went from Rathbone Market. They went to East Ham
East Ham.
Market. They got rid of East Ham Market, and now they're after
The last one.
the last one, which is Green Street Market.
The jewel in the crown.
Yeah, and it's again to build. We looked at their proposals, and I said to them, "Listen," I said, "that is a community where everybody goes, everybody even outside. The market's been there for years, where we can get everything. You know, you meet your friends, you can go and have a chat to the stall owners. You know." I said, and at the end of the day, we don't want yuppie flats. We can't even, and yuppie shops. And we looked at the designs, both of the designs, and none of them, they want to destroy. They want to get rid of the elderly people there
Yeah.
and move them out to build yuppie flats. And they're basically getting rid of the shops to put yuppie shops there and to get rid of the market. So where is everybody supposed to go?
Do you not feel there's some sort of attack on the poor and the working class people?
Because they're trying to make it yuppie. They done Westfields. From Westfields to East Ham, they tried to make East Ham as Westfields, yuppie. The Canning Town, they're doing exactly the same in Canning Town. They took the market away. They're building flats, restaurants, little supermarkets, little expensive coffee shops, and things like that. So they've done exactly the same in Canning Town. So
But Marie, who are they aimed at? I mean, what sort of market out there? What sort of people are
they're
they
aimed at getting rid of majority of the people, so to make it pure yuppie. They don't want anybody on benefits or low incomes. They're destroying to get people out so that they can make it yuppie. So move everybody out.
It's just like an occupation. It's
And,
just we've slowly been occupied by
what
this.
they're basically doing is selling the land. The council are not building anything, so you can't get no properties from the council. They've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
I spoke to the council years ago because the house come vacant, and I asked them, and they blatantly told me, and this was about 24 years ago, and I said to them, because I need a 3-bedroom, and I live down the road from where it was for my children's school, and it was a council property, it was a 3-bedroom. And the words the council told to me is they're selling it off because it's damaged, and all properties that they get, they're now selling off to housing associations or private companies. So basically, they're buying the land. When they're getting the properties back, the council are just selling the properties off. So they're not building any properties.
I mean, it's on national news that some areas, you know, nationally are selling their social housing that they built
they are.
just to offset the you know their budgets and what have you. I mean, this is absolutely horrendous.
And they've been doing it for years. The council have been doing it.
And yet we've been told
slowly,
like we have no social
you don't
housing.
realise, but they've been doing it for years. But now the gig's up because you start seeing
The gig's up.
the gig's up because now you start seeing what exactly they're doing, and they just play games with people saying they got no properties. They changed it to the bidding where you don't get the properties, and they're overriding. So basically, they tell people to bid for a property, and you're bidding for the property, and you're not getting anywhere. But basically, what it is they're only accepting people what have got actually good money. So people on low incomes, they want out. So they're saying now that a 2-bedroom, your sitting room now is classed as a bedroom. So the council now has classed everybody's property that your sitting room can be used as a bedroom.
Years ago, that would never ever
That's
be
right.
considered by
Yeah,
planning.
they've
by,
changed it. The law now has changed. They've changed it that the sitting room is classed as a bedroom.
so that means the places get smaller.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, they get smaller. They charge you more money. They get more of these buildings on the same plot
Yeah.
of land.
Yeah.
But that's just it. What they're doing is they're building problems for the future
Yeah,
generation.
They are.
'Cause
Well,
you-
the younger generation now can't move out of home.
No.
They can't move out of home. They can't. You know, years ago when I was younger, you could move out of home and get your property. No one can do that now. Everybody's just struggling. You can't get properties. You can't move. When you're going to do an exchange with somebody, people now want to move outwards. But basically, the council are moving everybody who's on low incomes or on benefits. They want them out.
it's just a social cleansing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a cleansing because they want to get rid of
It's
everyone
socially
out.
cleansing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's socially
Yeah.
cleansing, right? Without the bombs and the bullets.
that's right. And they do it so subtly.
There's no
People don't really
there's nothing
realise,
subtle
but
about
now-
moving
but
anybody
now,
out.
Now you know what they're doing, because if you've got family and you've only got your immediate family in one area,
Mm.
and then they're saying, no, you've got to move outwards, then you've got no network to help you
Yeah.
because you're moving outwards.
Yeah.
You know, so you've got
There
no
is
family,
there's no
friends,
extended families
nothing.
out there for a lot of people.
That's right. There's no, you know, and it's an impact on children, especially because their friends and their family is in one area, and you want to move them to a completely outside the area, not even in the room. It's like I've got friends who are in temporary accommodations, so they're on contracts every 3 years. You've got to sign a contract. So I was on the board of CTR, and
Oh, could you say what that is, CTR?
CTR is an organisation which rents from the council properties. So they bid for the property, all the properties, flats, and that. And if they get the contract, then they run the flats. They're supposed to maintain the flats and the residents, but it's a fraud because if you want anything done, they don't do anything. Right? And I told them straight to their face, give the properties back to the council because you're not doing anything.
No.
You're not doing anything. You're getting paid to do a job, but nothing gets done.
But
You know,
Marie,
you report things and they don't do it. They don't,
there's another thing. There's another issue with this is that when you're building these sort of properties,
yeah,
at the frequency and the level that you're building, we're doing it at the detriment of something else.
yeah,
So for them to build houses on that space, they're going to have to remove something from that space.
that's right.
And social and youth groups are closing by the dozens.
They've been closing for years. For years, you had
I-
youth centres, places where the youngsters could go to.
All gone now.
all
There's
gone.
nothing left.
Disabled
Nothing left.
people
Mm.
gone. They've slowly took them all away.
So
Advice centres for people.
Yeah.
They took away. They got rid of all them.
how do people create communities? How do people maintain a community?
I think
They don't want us to maintain communities.
That's
They
the thing.
will have top-down communities.
It-
For
yeah.
example, if you want to go to a reading group in the library
Yeah.
with a nice, with somebody in charge of it, they don't mind that. But
Yeah.
open spaces like the market where people can chat,
no, they
chew
don't want
over
it.
ideas together.
And that's-
hey, you're not happy about this or that. Tell you what, why don't we go together and see the councillor? Nah, they don't want any of that.
No.
You know,
That's what I feel over the years, because I used a lot of youth clubs
Yeah.
when I was young, from East Ham all the way to Canning Town. I don't see them no more.
No.
So where are they going, these kids? So if
So
they
the kids are on the street now.
so if they get
Yeah.
so
the
if
kids are on the street now.
so if they've got rid of them, so where I had somewhere to go, where are they going?
They go now to parks, and especially supermarkets and malls.
So they go and do what they're going to do, and they're going to
Yeah.
hang about. They're going to create,
Yeah,
and so
Thank
that
you.
so what that does, that leaves them
yeah,
exposed to the system.
yeah. It does.
and a system of incarceration.
Yeah.
And once the youth get in that system,
Yeah, thank you.
what
Yeah,
we're doing
correct.
there, we start that cycle.
Over
And
again,
then we
over
wonder
again.
what's gone wrong. Then we ask ourselves, what's happened? We get consultants, we get this, we get them, but yet we haven't asked the basic. Provide a space
Thank you.
where the young can, a safe space
Yeah, well, they can
where the
go.
young can go,
That's right. It
create-
keeps them-
create these, like create leaders out of them,
Yeah.
right? I have no idea, where they're going to go. I have no idea what they're doing for them. I mean, even Sadiq Khan admitted it himself, right? That because of the ravages of building these high-rise buildings,
Yeah.
that they're doing it on a detrimental effect on these youth clubs. He's
Yeah.
admitted it, and he's going to invest money. But you can't repair something like that when you've broke it.
Thank you.
Youth clubs take years to develop.
Yeah. They won't build them. So Sadiq
They
Khan
just
is
won't build
lying.
them.
He's lying because they've closed every single one of them down.
Yeah,
There's nothing
that's
now
not just
for the
Newham.
community. There's nothing now for the community.
That's in.
That's why
all
kids
surround-
get bored,
Yeah.
kids get in trouble.
Yeah.
Because they've got nothing to do and then they get up to mischief.
Yeah,
And then you can't blame them because at the end of the day, there was youth clubs where they could go, they could meet their friends, they could do positive things, have positive role members of staff there. Now that's all gone.
but it's a parent's fault.
No.
Good, you're not looking enough, not knowing where they are.
It doesn't work like that.
It
A lot
doesn't,
of
does it?
parents work
Exactly.
and you want a system where
Exactly.
everybody's working.
Exactly.
So if you want a system where everybody's working and all the parents are working, then you've got to have youth clubs where the children can go and where it's a safe environment, where they're learning, where they're enjoying themselves,
Yeah.
where they've got positive role
Yeah.
models. But you've took all that away. You said, no, I want the parents working, but we're taking away all the youth clubs away from the kids.
Yeah.
Once you do that, kids then will get up to mischief. It's not the parents' fault,
No.
it's the government's fault.
Do you know,
Well-
you've kind of inspired me because you're talking about how so much is taken away from
Yeah.
us.
yeah.
And this at
And
least,
slowly, as Maria
Yeah,
said, it's
slowly,
done
the-
trickle
the-
feed.
Yeah, they've done it very, very slowly and sleekly.
We've
They've
seen-
done it, but now the gig's up because you can
Gig's up,
see
yeah.
everything now they're doing.
Yeah.
exactly. And the Friends of Queen's Market campaign is a very small piece in this jigsaw, but it is a piece where the community is saying, you're not taking this away from us. You're
Yeah.
not taking our market.
That's right.
I think there have been other little campaigns where the community has just put their foot down. You're not taking this away from us, you know.
I mean,
And this is what we want. I think the posh political phrase is communities of resistance.
Communities
I
of
think.
resistance.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's the word.
we need more resistance. I mean, is it Spitalfield Market? They're going to Parliament because there's an opposition, so they're going to.
Oh, they're going to try and get rid of Smithfield as
Yeah.
well. Oh,
Right.
man.
and Billingsgate.
Yeah.
So what
This
it
is
is,
getting
but
ridiculous.
they've in a petition and they've got so many
Signatures.
signatures.
I will sign as well.
And what it is that it's going to Parliament now.
Yeah.
Is it Smithfield? Or
Is it Smithfield?
Yeah.
Well, I know they
That's
want
the
to get rid
fish
of
market.
it.
That's a fish market.
Fish
isn't it?
market.
Yeah.
Fish and meat.
Yeah, fish meat.
Yeah.
Because I used to go there as well, and it's really good.
There have been successful campaigns.
Yeah.
And there's a few at the back of my mind. What happens though is they're always airbrushed away.
Yeah.
You know, you don't hear about them on the road.
Yeah, that's right. They don't. They
It's up
don't. You
to
don't
us
hear
to
anything.
shout
Shepherd's
about
Bush
them.
Market is under threat.
Yeah. But they're doing quite a fight there.
Mhm.
You know.
But the thing is, this is the thing. You see, we are doing it as volunteers for
Yeah.
free, our time,
That's
right?
it.
And we're doing it fighting from. Yet what we do, we're what it is, we're fighting a machine that is well paid,
Yeah, well, very well paid.
you know, and they have everything behind them, you know, and it's like the David and Goliath. I keep saying, and you know, we got to keep casting those little shots at them.
Yeah.
You're slinging the shots at them because they're not listening, and if they are, I think
They're ignoring.
they're ignoring.
They're
'Cause they
ignoring.
hear us, but they don't want to hear
Yeah,
us.
they're not interested.
They're not
They
interested.
just want to go Zoom. They've got their plan. They want to go forward with that, and they well, no matter what anybody says, that's their direction they're going to go.
That is it. And
Yeah.
that, so what? So when the thing is, we have to find a way of igniting people, right? To
Yeah.
sort of say enough is enough. Rathbone Street, East Ham.
Yeah.
What are we getting out of that? What are we getting out of that? What's the moral behind it? What is the thing behind it that we have to look at that's going to harm Queen's Market?
They're
You know.
trying to exactly do the same thing where no one can use the shops in East Ham, in the market itself, which they took down. Half of them are empty because I can just imagine how much the rent is. It's designed for yuppie people. It's not designed for us. I see so many flats, Canning Town. They've built non-stop building flats. They've built flats, but yet nobody is getting the properties. So the money is coming from outside. It's not the council. The money is coming from outside, and it's people from outside buying the properties.
And worse than that, sometimes it's not even, there's no people living there.
Yeah, they're
just
empty.
buying it.
They're empty.
Stan, you've been quiet.
Yeah,
Say,
it's very empty. So it's really sad in the
Well,
situation what's
Because,
actually going on.
look, I'm a millionaire. I buy a flat. I don't even want not a millionaire, a billionaire. I don't even want the hassle of tenants. I don't want an estate agent bending me ear. Shall I have it that charter? Keep it empty, mate. Put it up some nice big locks on the door. You know, let security look after it, make sure no one gets in. Yeah, and it's
They've built
criminal.
them.
All these empty places in London.
and yet we're saying that we're shortage of properties, of housing.
Yeah.
Shortage
Yeah.
of properties for the
And-
developers to develop and the investors to invest in. That's what it is.
Basically, the council are not funding, they're not putting money in to actually build any properties. I mean, my daughter's 26, and over the years I've watched, and I have not seen the council build properties for years now.
That's it.
I've not seen them, but I've seen land bought. As soon as they get a bit of land, or they'll close something down to buy that land, and they're building yuppie flats.
I tell
And
you
it's
what,
more yuppie flats than it is houses. It is yuppie flats they're building.
And let me say very quickly, the council doesn't get money out of this. You know, the money, the developers are so clever, they don't go push.
Well, the council say they do get
we got
a little bit of money. It's called SIL money.
Yeah, but that's
That's
to
nothing.
build things to replace the things they pulled down. You know, isn't it? Libraries and community centres. But
right. We've got about 10 seconds, and we're going to be closing down. Oh, we've got 1 minute.
Yeah.
Anything else as a closing down sort of thing you want to sort of say?
I think I see a lot of buildings where they're building the flats and they're using cheap material.
Yeah.
And once they've used the cheap material, basically what's happening now, they're putting scaffolders in because the community, the people that live in there or pay for the flats, have complained. In Canning Town, we've got one building where they built it. It was up for about 3 years. We've had scaffolding there now for 2 years. So whatever they done when they built the flat, it's cheap material they're using to build these flats. I'm sorry, but it is. And
There's cracks in the walls.
right, and it's ridiculous. 2 years now, all the scaffolding has been up. The roads, they're just forever doing road works. Now I know there's a problem with the road works.
Breaching fire regulations, health and safety,
Yeah.
and they have to remediate that now.
They build
But
them
of
up.
course, they've sold it on.
Mhm.
So it's like now it's like the third or the fourth
Yeah.
owner or whatever. Someone else owns a freehold. It's a scandal. It's like a money-making machine.
It is a money-making machine because you're not getting any properties, right? There's so many people now, thousands of people are homeless or they're in bed and breakfasts. The council are saying you've got a bid, you can't get no properties, and then what they're actually doing is moving you outwards. They're moving you out of London. So it's a plan what's been done years and years ago, and they've just implemented it slowly, step by step over the years. But now we're starting to see what the game is actually going on.
as Maria says, people are rising up.
Yeah, people
So,
are very wising up now.
Join
What
the
they're doing.
resistance, folks. Come down to Queen's Market, get
Yeah.
yourself some bargains and support friends.
Well, see,
Markets,
see, the
right.
moral of the markets, in my opinion, is that Queen's Market should be sort of maintained
Yeah.
and should be improved and,
That's right.
and invested. it will, you know, and build communities,
Yeah.
which the other two have lost.
Yeah.
And that's the moral of, as far as I'm
Sorry.
concerned.
But all of us can stand up, stand together
Stand
as a collective
together.
and say to the council, no, say to the government, no, we want council housing, we want community centres, we want youth clubs.
Yeah.
Stop all this building endlessly for rich people, towers in Canning Town and Stratford and even in Beckton. It's ridiculous.
They're just building and
Okay,
building and
on that
building.
note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very, very heated. It got better as we went along. Right. Thank you to all of our listeners and viewers across the social media. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube page, Revive FM UK. Have a great day. Until next time, this is your host name, San. Keep it locked on Revive FM 95.0. Thank you very much.
Save
And have a
the
good
market.
Thank
evening.
you.